Hi guys and welcome to another video. My name is Deborah and this is the Edit by DH. I am so excited to be reviewing the new Dior Summer Dune collection, which is a limited edition collection and it's Dior's latest launch. I've obviously got some of the products from the Summer Dune collection, but I also have some of their newness in general, which isn't part of their Summer Dune collection but is a permanent line. So I left it to open on camera. So that's why, as you can see today, I've got some base on. I've got obviously foundation, bronzer, blush and brows, but I haven't got any eyes or lips on or highlighter because I wanted to go through all of these things and apply it on camera for you to see. You can also see that I am wearing bronzer because look how pasty I am. This is how little sun I've had during the pandemic, but anyway, excuse the pasty chest. And then obviously I will finish with final thoughts and I'll go through a little bit of like what I got as gifts with purchase right at the end. So normally after I've done my base, because my base is pretty much complete, I would go straight onto highlighter, so that's exactly what I'm going to do. I got the Dior Skin Nude Luminizer Summer Dune in colour 001, the pink nude. Everything is literally a first impression. So it comes in the standard sort of velvety open pouch. By the way guys, I'm not really, like, it feels great, it looks luxurious, but I'm not really a fan of these. I normally like to reuse things. I wish there was a drawstring to it so that it closed shut. I mean, give me ideas because I would love to keep them, but what do you guys use them for if there are any people out there who reuse these velvet pouches? I'd love to know. So this is the packaging for the Summer Dune. It's got that sort of embossed design with the Dior logo, and at the back it just has a pink base. When you open it up, this is what it looks like. It looks gorgeous, very pink, and obviously a mirror as well. So I'm going to go in with my new Katie Jane Hughes Spectrum brush in number 08 for the highlighter. I'm just going to place on the high points of my cheeks. And honestly, Dior has fantastic highlighters. I use I think it's a Backstage, the quad one with the 4 shades. You can see the glow, guys. It's very glowy, and you can see there is a pink tint to it, but it's really pretty. And then I'll do a little bit on the center, down the center of my nose. And as you guys know, I love highlighters that look wet rather than powdery. So just a little bit of information about this. It comes in 2 colors, like I said. It's limited edition and it's £39. This is obviously the pink June shade, and it's described as being a delicate pearly pink. And then the other one is a golden coral that subtly warms the skin tone. So that's why I got this one, because I felt like this was the lighter shade out of the 2, and I felt like it would work better as a highlighter than something slightly warmer. This has 6 grams worth of product, and Peter Phillips, who is a creative and image director for Dior, gave tips on how to use it. He said it's a very incredible, versatile product. He said it's a perfect tool for strobing, which is when you basically highlight certain areas, and it can be also used as a little beauty boost during the day when makeup starts to fade, perhaps becomes a little bit dull. So that's what he's described it as. So that's the highlighter. Really impressed, but obviously I'll give you more thoughts with my final thoughts on all the products. Then I'm going to go on to the Dior Backstage Face and Body Powder No Powder. I got 1N, which is the second to lightest shade because there is a 0N, and it's basically supposed to be a translucent powder that blurs and gives you a radiant finish but overall long wear mattifying effect. When I open it up, it's in the kind of what I recognize as the typical Dior packaging, and it's got that clear case but no mirror. So I mean, I do prefer a mirror in my compact cases, but it's a minor detail. So that's what 01 looks like. I forgot to swatch for you, so let me just quickly swatch the highlighter. So that's what the highlighter looks like on my hand. You can see how pretty that looks. So that's Pink June. And you can't really see it, so the swatch is almost pointless, but that's a good thing because I've just swatched it there. That's the powder. And really, powder shouldn't really show up on the skin, so it's a good thing that you can't really see it. So let me just quickly apply some of that to my face. It does say that it blurs the skin, and although I've got overall dry skin, I do tend to have large pores around my nose cheek area, and I'm just trying to see if it blurs it, and it actually is blurring it. It's almost like filling in the pores and you can't see it. It really minimizes the appearance of the pores, so it's doing what it says on the packet, so that's really good. Might just add a little bit of powder on my forehead as well. And actually the shade 1N is really good for me. Just in terms of details, there are 10, I want to say shades, but really there's no shade to a translucent powder, so I'll say tones. There's 10 tones in the collection and it is £29.50 with 11 grams of product. So when you compare the highlighter, there's almost double the amount of powder to the highlighter, which is 6 grams, 11 grams. This is, I think, £39 and this is £29.50. So there's a huge price difference for a limited edition product, just to make you aware. So now moving on to the eyes, it's the Summer Dune eyeshadow palette. Like I said, there's 2 shades. I got number 759, otherwise known as Dune, and there is a second palette called 699 called Mirage, and they're £50 each for 4 grams of product. Doesn't sound like a lot, but let's open it up. So it's in that classic Dior case, and when you open it up, it comes with a mirror and 2 sort of eyeshadow sponges and brushes. Now, I don't know if anybody uses these, but I absolutely detest these. I don't think it applies the eyeshadow very well or does any justice to it, so I tend to just sort of throw it away or keep it on the side and use it for other stuff. But again, let me know if you really like using these or if you found another purpose for these, but let me know down below. And when you open it up, look how pretty that is, guys. This is why I was so attracted to the Summer Dune collection. Just looking at it alone, it just gives you the Summer Dune vibes. It reminds you of like the imprints that you get in the desert with the sand. So I'm really impressed with this design. So now let me swatch it for you. I can't give you individual names of the shades because there aren't any, but I'll just say top left. So this is top left. So this is a slightly orangey, coppery shade. You can see there's sort of like a iridescence to it. This is top right. It's slightly gold. It's a gorgeous colour. This is bottom left. Got more of like a pinky reddish tone to it. Then this is like the bottom right. More of a bronzy gold tone. And then lastly is the central colour. So when you look at this colour, which is top right, and this colour, which is centre, the centre, it looks a little bit lighter and more like a highlight colour. More like a champagne-y colour. Hope you guys can see that. Top right, centre colour. They aren't super pigmented, but I think that's the beauty of them. They're more wearable and everyday colours, and I guess it's easier to blend the shades together. I mean, we'll find out. Already off the bat, I feel like, I mean, I could be wrong, that rather than brushes, they would apply better with fingers, but we'll see. I'm already looking at these colours and thinking, how stunning would they look with the sun just like hitting the top of your eyes? How amazing would they look? Not only as individual colours, but I could see them blending together seamlessly. But they would just give your eyes that literally like that sun-kissed look. And you know, sometimes you don't want to wear something glittery during the day. I mean, I don't mind, I love glitter. But sometimes you just want that subtle glow or shimmer, and this would be perfect for that. So I love it already. So I've just applied a little bit of primer to my eyelids. As always, I use the NARS Tinted Smudge Proof Eyeshadow Base. If you guys are interested, I can always write down below in the description bar what makeup I'm already wearing. So this eyeshadow actually applied so beautifully. I went in with the orange top left shade, and I just applied it all over my eye, and applied it using the Katie Jane Hughes Spectrum brush in number 7, and it applied so beautifully. I mean, I don't know if you can see it on camera. Obviously it is a subtle wash of colour, but it blended out so nicely, and it's like a coppery goldy colour. So versus my other eye, you can see the difference. Let me go in with my finger and see if I get any more pigment on my eye. So yeah, Just as I predicted, definitely easier to use your finger, just because this kind of pigment, it's better with your finger, you get less fallout as well. I want to now go in with the bottom left, or the sort of pinky rosy shade, so let's go in. I'm just going to go with my finger. So I've sort of laid it down from the center outwards, and again the color subtle, but you can definitely see it. So let me just go in and do the other eye exactly the same before I continue. Do you know what, this Katie Jane Hughes brush is actually fantastic for these powders. This is number 7 brush, like I said. You know, these colors with the orange, the copper, the pink, the slight undertone of the red hue, it really reminds me of a sunset, and it's so pretty. Because of the pigment, it's so easy to blend out. But if you needed to blend it out, just use a long, like fluffy brush. Just gently blend it. And to be honest, this alone could be a look. This alone could be a vibe. Just put some mascara on and you're good to go. Obviously, I'm going to continue. So now I'm going to go in with the bottom left sort of bronzy brownie colour and go in with my Katie Jane Hughes number 12 brush. And what I'll do is I'll actually apply it to the bottom lower lashes just to give it a bit more depth. Because in a minute I'm going to go in with the eyeliner and I want to balance out the top and the bottom. The nice thing about this shade and how subtle the pigment is that normally if you apply colour to the lower lashes, it can really close off your eye and make it look smaller. But because it's a subtle wash of colour, it's just giving a little bit of depth and oomph to the eye without closing it up. You can see my eye in more detail. Then what I'm going to do is go in with the central colour and just pop it in the inner corner of my eye. And I don't know if it translates on camera, but it just opens up the eye a little bit, it brightens it up. This shade would most certainly work as a highlighter as well, so it's sort of like an all-rounder, to be honest with you. In fact, let me try. I know I've already got highlighter on, but I'm just going to pop a little bit extra on top of my highlighter. I really want to be glowy for this look, because if it's a summer collection, imagine in the summer, you're feeling a bit more bronzy, the sun is just shining down on you, you're just feeling really all this like glowy goodness, and you just feel like a glowy goddess, and that's the look I want to achieve. Now before I go into eyeliner, just a little bit more about this. So pretty much like I thought, it says it's echoing the Dune, so dear to the house of Dior. The eyeshadows create the illusion of a wave of sand shifting with the wind to express a hedonistic and contemporary femininity. Apparently it's a comfortable texture that does not crease. It is definitely comfortable. It feels super lightweight. I mean, as for not creasing, we shall wait and see. It's an intense colour with long wear. Now, define intense, because to me this isn't very pigmented. It's a very, you get colour payoff, you guys can see that, but it's not intense, and I don't mind that. It's easier to wear in that sense, but it's interesting that they've described it as intense. Long wearing, again, we'll have to see. If you're a little bit lost and need a little bit more guidance with how to apply or play with these colours, if you go onto the Dior website and click on this specific product, there is a section called application tips, and it gives you a clue of what colours to use for what, where to apply, where to place, etc. So now let's move on to the eyeliner. So this is water resistant, not waterproof. Bear that in mind, by the way. You always have to look at the language that the brands use. So if it's waterproof, it probably means you can go swimming and it shouldn't run, even if you like splash your face with water or whatever. Water resistant is meaning that it's just doesn't budge like normal eyeliners would under the circumstances. Say if it rains, it shouldn't budge because it's water resistant, but it's not waterproof. So it's a felt tip and Kajal eyeliner duo in colour 1. So it's got black liner on one end, like a felt tip, to line the eyes. And then it's got this golden Kajal pencil liner, or gel liner should I say, on the other end. And obviously there's a little bit of a shimmer to it, so that's interesting. So I'm just going to quickly line my eyes with the felt tip liner, and that's black. and then I will go in with the kajal. So I've just laid down an eyeliner, and to be honest, liquid felt tips can, depending on what brand you get, depending on what design you get, can be really easy to apply, and then there's some that are not as easy to apply, and in my opinion this is not as easy to apply. Being water resistant, there's huge pros and there's huge cons. So obviously with a black liquid liner, if you've got watery eyes naturally and just a little bit of water touches the liquid liner, it can run or it can smudge and it can transfer and it's not pretty. So in that sense, a water resistant eyeliner is helping you with that, to maintain kind of longevity, the flawless look. But on the flip side of that, if you're somebody that's not confident with applying liner, especially liquid liner, which can be extremely unforgiving, especially in an unforgiving color like black, then when you make mistakes, there's no room for errors, because if you're trying to then correct it, it's not like a typical liquid eyeliner that will just come off easily. You're really going to have to work with the product quickly before it really fully dries, and even then it's not easy. So being honest, this is a good eyeliner, but for somebody who's confident with liquid liners, and I just wanted to make that clear. So with this color, to be honest, I don't even know if it's safe to use in the waterline. I will try it. I mean, I don't know if it did much. Normally if you put like a lighter shade in the lower waterline, it's supposed to sort of open up your eyes and make it look bigger. I'll try it on this skin. I mean, it's okay. It's very subtle. It's not really much pop going on, but even on the back of my hand you could see that it was very subtle. So you could use it on the inner corner of your eyes, maybe if you wanted to just line above your black liner with it, but I mean, it's okay. I'm not blown away by it. So again, with this liner, it is actually limited edition. It's part of the June collection, and it has two shades. So this is the Black Gold 001, £28, and then obviously the other one is also £28, but it's in a blue and platinum, so either blue and grey or blue and silver, and is 002. So it says it's the first double-ended felt tip and kohl kajal eyeliner, and it's an essential ally for intense long wear and water resistant eye makeup. The soft and precise felt tip of the eyeliner defines the lash line with a stroke of deep colour with a luminous matte finish, and its kohl kajal tip reveals intense colour. I think Dior need to re-look up the word intense, because even with the eyeshadow and this gold, I would never describe it as intense. With a shimmery finish as it glides over the waterline to brighten the eyes. So there you go, it is meant for the waterline. But I mean, I applied it in my waterline. It didn't make the biggest difference. So I think you could use it on the inner corners of the eyes, or, you know, wherever really. Moving on to the mascara. So this is waterproof, and it's the iconic Overcurl waterproof mascara. It's got 24 hours worth of volume and curl according to this, and it's got lash fortifying care effect as well. It's £29 for 6 grams of product. So I haven't curled my lashes because I just kind of wanted to see how it performs on its own. So this is what it looks like. There's sort of like a turquoisey blue, and you can see that it's got a slight curl on the wand. So let's see. So I've applied quite a few coats, and you can definitely see the difference between my left eye and my right eye. There's quite a big difference with lift, so it definitely does lift. Quite impressed with that. And I'm quite impressed with it in that, you know, normally with mascaras, when it's brand new, it doesn't often have the same effect as it does once it's been like used a few times or worn a few times. But this is performing as if I've been using it for a week. So yeah, I do like that mascara. I think it's really good. Obviously, just to give a little bit of a disclaimer, anything waterproof mascara wise, please be careful when you remove it, because if you don't remove it with the right cleanser or a strong enough cleanser, what you will end up doing is pulling at your lashes. The lashes will fall out, there'll be breakage. So please make sure you remove it properly. I highly recommend, like, you know, oily based cleansers. One that really works well for me is DHC. I will pop a picture of it up above and obviously link it down below. It's like not an ad. I genuinely love it, and I often use a lot of long wear eye products like eyeshadows, liners, mascaras. I often use waterproof mascaras because otherwise it smudges and transfers. So trust me when I say I'm talking from experience, because often micellar water and, you know, even like the dual phase eye makeup removers, they're not strong enough. So this mascara is £29, and there's only one color, which is in 091 Noir Black. Like I said earlier, it's waterproof, apparently unbudgeable eye makeup with a 24-hour wear, designed for different types of lashes. The mascara defines, coats and fans the fringe of lashes to the extreme. This waterproof mascara lends lashes XXL volume, spectacular curl and lasting shape. I mean, curl I can definitely comment on. In terms of longevity, we'll wait and see, but I'm sure it'll be fine. So it's infused with cotton nectar, has a lash fortifying lash care effect for lashes that appear nourished, revitalized, stronger and soft. The curved brush of the mascara creates longer looking lashes. Now finally moving on to the last thing, which is lips, before I give you my final thoughts. So this is the Forever Liquid Transfer Proof Matte Liquid Lipstick, Ultra Pigmented Weightless Longwear. So these are the shades. The red is the Forever Dior. So this is exactly the same shade technically as their classic best-selling lipstick 999, which if you've seen my previous Dior video, I'll link it down below, I got as a gift, and it's such a beautiful classic red. This is 100 Forever Nude. Then this is 458 Forever Paris. So let me just swatch them on my hand. So this is Forever Paris. This is Forever Nude, slightly browny undertone. And then the classic Forever Dior in the red. So since I've got a little bit of a Sahara vibe going on with the neutral sandy dune tones, I'm going to go with the Forever Nude. The sponge tip is pointed and not completely straight. There's like a curve to it. Just to explain, I have on my lips the Dior Lip Maximizer in the one that's like a pink. I think it's 001. And this I absolutely love. It just helps to hydrate my lips. It helps to make it feel and look a little bit more plumper. So I pre-wore that earlier, as you might have noticed, to prep my lip. Now, unlike a lot of liquid matte formulas, this is quite watery compared to a lot of liquid mattes that I'm familiar with. So let's see how it goes on. So it's a very pretty nude colour, and I really love it. Like, this kind of colour would be so wearable day to day. It's the kind of colour that I would just pop in my handbag and, you know, top up my lip colour throughout. It'll be interesting to see how it dries down. Right now it feels a little bit sticky, but it's very lightweight, doesn't feel heavy in the slightest. And I'm hoping it does dry down matte so that it is mask friendly. I feel like everything has to be mask friendly now, lip wise. But yeah, it does feel very lightweight. It was watery in that, you know, some liquid lipstick is just a one swipe situation where you just pull it out and you just apply it all over and it's more than enough. But with this, I did feel like I had to go in again, which is no biggie really. And secondly, with the applicator, you know, it's pointed. I love that for just being able to sort of define the lip, and it was really easy to use. And there's no scent to it, which is an even bigger bonus for me because I hate anything with scents in it. So with this Rouge Dior Forever Liquid, they come in 10 shades again. Obviously, I've got 3 of the 10 shades, as you saw with my swatches as well. They are £32 each, and it's described as the first ultra pigmented transfer proof Dior liquid lipstick with vibrant ultra matte colours that withstand contact. It doesn't settle into lip lines, fade, budge, feather, even on fabric or masks, which is very interesting because I just mentioned that. They're clearly getting with the times by mentioning masks. With a no heavy makeup effect for all the comfort of a bare lip feel. Now, I did say that it does feel very lightweight. It's still quite sticky when I press my lips together. The colour of this transfer-proof lipstick coats the lips with a seemingly imperceptible film and unprecedented colour vibrancy. Big words there. So it's saying it ensures optimal coverage for 12 hours without compromising comfort, no matter the stresses of day-to-day life. So guys, I am about to have mac and cheese and some steak, and trust me, I'm going to keep it on and see how it lasts and see if it survives that ordeal. So my final thoughts, please excuse if you can hear music in the background. It's like they know that I'm about to wrap this video up. So final thoughts, overall it's a stunning collection. I mean, my skin is glowing to the high heavens. My eyes, I love this palette. It's going to literally be my go-to palette for the summer. I'm not kidding. I'm in love with it, and I love the fact that it's not intense. I love the fact that it's subtle. I love the fact that it's got amazing blendability. More than anything, I just felt like it was expensive, not only in terms of the way it applied, but in terms of the finished look, the final look, and how it made me feel. It's making me feel expensive, this whole look. The eyeliner, you know, I wasn't that blown away by it. It's something that I actually will use again. I would use this eyeliner and reach for it if I wanted a stronger black liner. I'm normally more of a brown liner girl, but if I wanted something more intense, this is where I use the word intense, then I would go for this for sure. However, did it blow me away? No, I don't think there's anything spectacular about it, and I think for the price you could easily find something else in as a liquid liner that would work just as well, if not better. The mascara was fantastic. Like, you can see the lift and the curl, and I honestly do think that if it's saying it's waterproof, it will last. But what I'll do, guys, is I will do a update and pin it to my comment section in terms of how this lasted through my mac and cheese and how this lasted through general Netflix watching. I'll try and watch different genres like laughter, tears, etc. So we'll see how it looks afterwards. Love the powder. It definitely did what it said on the box, in that it blurred my pores and it's just mattified the skin, but not to the point where it's drying or brings up texture. It's a very beautiful, silky, creamy formula, and looking at my pores now, it's still blurred. There's nothing there. So absolutely love that and recommend it. The highlighter is so stunning. You can see how glowy my skin looks. Absolutely in love with it. The only thing I would say, the packaging. I had to literally hold my tongue when I was applying it earlier because I wanted to save my thoughts for the final thoughts. But the inside is gorgeous. I do like the back as well. This here, it just looks cheap in my mind. I mean, you guys could disagree with me. Maybe you see this and you think it looks expensive. In my mind, it doesn't look expensive. In my mind, there's nothing about this packaging that reminds me of the Sahara Desert or, you know, summer dunes. It doesn't remind me of that. This I can deal with. This, I feel, if I were to be really frank, it looks ugly. It looks cheap. It looks a bit tacky in my mind. It's also very light, and there's nothing expensive about it, and I'm a bit disappointed because although the colour's gorgeous, the product's gorgeous, it's £39 Dior. Step up. Like, really, £39 for 6 grams of product and a cheap looking packaging. I'm disappointed with the packaging, I just have to say that, guys, but I am impressed with the highlight itself. Last but not least, I just kind of wanted to show you what I got. Obviously, because it was 2 separate orders, and if you spend over 100, they tend to give you a little bit more samples and they're a little bit more generous. Right now, unlike my previous Dior haul, there's no makeup bags or anything like that you get with as gift with purchase, but I did get, and by the way, you get to select your Dior samples, the 24-hour Wear High Perfection Skin Caring Foundation. I think I got 2 of these in one N, so it looks like that. And I do need to try this because I've got samples of this from before and I haven't tried it yet, and I've heard fantastic things about Dior foundation. Then I got my 𝕊𝕠𝕠𝕗 perfume. I love 𝕊𝕠𝕠𝕗, so this is a classic one, not the new one. I love it. So this is great for handbag carrying, and it came in this pouch. Then with the other order, I think it's going to be very similar. Comes with this pouch again, and I love these pouches, by the way. These are things I do love to keep and use again for travel, for instance, or in my handbag. So again, another 𝕊𝕠𝕠𝕗, again another Forever Skin Glow in one N, and a tiny Dior Addict Lip Maximizer, which I love for the handbag. As you know, I used the big one for my lip prep today, but the mini one is perfect for the handbag. How cute is that, guys? I love that. So I'll keep that in my purse. And last but not least, I got a mini 𝕊𝕕𝕚𝕚𝕚, but in a luxury travel size, I guess. So how cute is that? Again, so handbag friendly. It's not a spray. It's obviously, you just put it on like this. Oh, love it. But yeah, how cute is that packaging? So that's it, guys. That's my Dior Summer Dune collection, limited edition collection review. Let me know what you guys think below. What do you think of the final look? What did you think of the products as I was applying it? Have you got anything coming your way as a treat? Let me know what your thoughts are down below. And as always, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate your support, and I will see you on the next video. Take care.
Feel the emptiness of face. Wash away the pain and put some makeup on my face, yeah. Every single day just is butterflies in my stomach, butterflies in my